Hello everyone, this is Lord Cucumber. Okay, so there have been very few updates lately, and that's due to the fact that I've recently completed the main part of my reschooling as a software developer slash engineer. And I've had some time on my hands to just hobby program. And that's what I've been doing. I'm currently in the process of sort of swinging my practice sword with a game. Well, it's going to be a game. It's not much yet, which will resemble a tile-based top-down dungeon crawler with procedurally generated rooms. That sounds all very, very posh and very expensive. But what it comes down to is I want to just make a sort of multi-level kind of dungeon crawler adventure. Something simple, not too difficult. And I've put like a week and a half into it right now. But it's beginning to look like an actual map for a game. Now, I'm going to just show you guys what it looks like. This is the program. I'm not going to go into any technical details. It's very complex. It's probably the most complex things I've written on my own, with just me, and no help. It's just like, I saw some tutorials, but it's nothing like the tutorials. It's nothing like anything on the web that I've looked at. I've looked at some stuff from Cool18, whom I respect deeply. But that was all Unity, and this is Monogame, so this is a different tune altogether. It inspired me to do certain things, but obviously I used parts of my course. I pretty much engineered and designed this whole thing myself. I'm going to explain what you're looking at in a moment once I start it up. I'm going to boot it up. Here we go. Now there we go. You see the window here. The mouse just sort of disappears when I move out of it, but if you look down from the mouse where it's now here, you see a room. Basically, these are placeholder graphics. The letter R you're looking at is basically impenetrable rock. The letter W you're looking at is walls. Now you can see that there's a wall in the middle of all these F's. That's basically a placeholder. It's just to tell me where the center of a certain section of the screen is. Right now I've set things up that there are, well, you can't see because of the Windows size, which I can't change. That still needs some work. It has 4x4 sections basically, where in each section there is a randomly generated room. As you can see, they all have different shapes and different sizes, more or less. The little F's are basically floor tiles. Now the reason I've done this, obviously there's a reason, is because every tile you're looking at, every R, every W, every F on the screen has values. Basically, if we were to make a character to walk around in one of these rooms, he'd have a very hard time moving through the W and R areas because he can't. Basically, they are set as inaccessible. While the floor area is accessible. Now obviously there's going to be doors, there's going to be hallways heading from one section to the next. At least that's the idea. Which I still need to code. I have a few ideas on how to do that. All of these rooms are basically locations on the screen. All of these R's and W's and F's are tiles which I can flip. I can edit if I want to, and therefore basically I can find each and every single tile on the screen, even though the window is of course sort of fucked right now, but I'm going to change that when the real game gets there. I can determine how many rows and how many columns I want, for instance. I can pretty much involve all of that in my game. Obviously we need some sort of spot for the UI as well. And when you walk around, or at least that's the idea, bear with me, you move along the map. Basically, if you're in the top room and you move south, the top room will move up, and your character will stay in the middle of the screen or wherever he is. That's the idea. I hope my game is able to graphically update quickly enough with all the tiles it has to navigate through. But I think it would be able to do that. It's all one big map right now, and this is just one level, or it represents one level. I'm going to make multi-level options with staircases to new levels. Obviously, the graphics are going to be different depending on what level you are in. I'm pretty ambitious with regards to what I want to do. I feel that, for instance, I would feel really cool if I could make the walls actually face the floor tiles that you're sort of looking at. So basically, if you have a floor tile and there's a wall next to it, and the wall is on the west side, for instance, or on the east side specifically, it will have a nice sort of flow over into from floor into wall. That's not just like right now. It's just straight lines, because that's why it's because of the way I built these graphics, and I'm building up these tiles. But obviously, I can give a tile a direction, or a graphical option to display something different if it's in a different condition than another tile. So that's the gist of it. That's what I'm doing right now, and I'm not sure if it's gonna be if I'm gonna do a modern RPG or a fantasy RPG or anything like that. I'm not at that stage yet. I mean, I love fantasy RPGs, dungeon crawlers are cool, but science fiction is also something I'd be interested in doing at some point. And obviously, these rooms are going to have monsters, they're going to have treasures, they're going to have doors, stuff you can't see because you're not through the door, secret doors, whatever. It's going to be all somehow I'm going to do that. I'm not sure. If I can tell you any more right now. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. I will be back with new gaming videos as soon as I feel up to it. It's been a grueling week, really. I never decided this would be anything major, but then it just became something that completely consumed me. So that's what happened. And I hope you still like what I'm doing here from time to time with programming, and I will, as I said, be back soon with gaming videos. So I love you all. I hope you had a great New Year's Eve and Christmas and whatnot, and see you all very soon. Bye bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you ever so much for watching. Please consider leaving a like and/or comment. And please also subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you again. Cheers.